Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back to Hanging with Mangg. We're gonna be playing some Baldur's Gate 2 for a little bit because I would like to get some XP to get to level 12 so that I can lower the magic resistances so I can kill Furkrag and we can move on with all that. But anyways, I'm actually on a bit of a time limit today, which is a first for Hanging with Mangg. Normally it's very casual, but our board game day went a little bit longer than I ever anticipated. And so now I have to kind of do this before we move on to playing some Call of Cthulhu, which I'll talk about a little later. Anyways, so this week on the channel, we started Ori and the Blind Forest, which I think is a really solid game. I'm really enjoying playing that. I can't wait to get back to it. Normally I don't love platformers, and normally I don't love indie games, but I guess it kind of brings it together where it's all good. So yeah, that will continue. Let's see. I don't know. There was no roll manging. No, there wasn't. Really, what I spent the majority of the week doing was playing that tabletop simulator. That was most of what my week was as far as free time was. That thing is just, it's great. It's pretty much everything I could, well, it's not everything I could want out of a digital board gaming, simulator, but it's damn entertaining. And so that started like last Sunday night, I think. We started checking that out and seeing what it had going on and getting into it. So I think I know I didn't, there was no videos, there was no streams, there was not anything of that. You've yet to really see me do anything with it. That will come soon. It was just kind of a learning week, and a lot of the games that we were playing, some people had never played before, and I don't like to show people's first games, because it's just kind of like, nobody wants to see other people learning the game. I get it. Maybe that's just me. I didn't want to show that. So, yeah, we played a lot of Smash Up, which is a game I've talked very briefly about before. Basically, there's you grab two different random decks, and these decks consist of a certain faction, and these can be all sorts of different things like pirates, ninjas, fairies, robots, aliens, ghosts, vampires, all sorts of different stuff like that. And the base game comes with like 12, maybe 8, I don't know, somewhere around there. And then there's a number of expansions that all add certain factions and stuff like that, and they're all kind of themed and so on and so forth. So I just own the base game and the Cthulhu expansion. But the tabletop simulator version, you can get everything. You get all the expansion cards, which is like 25 different decks, and they're gonna add the brand new expansion, the Pretty Smash Up, real soon, which comes with cats. That'll be good. And so we played that a lot because it's a game for 2 to 4 players, and so far on the tabletop simulator, we've only gotten more than 4 people once, I guess. Yeah, it's still tricky to get more than 4 people together, even online. So Smash Up is a good choice for 2 to 4 players, because it does offer a lot of variety with some amount of strategy involved. You can't just throw random cards out there. So there's some amount of strategy, but there's a lot of variety. And it doesn't take too long. It's maybe like an hour or something for a 4-player game. And, yeah, all the expansions in there, it's a good amount of fun. So we play that quite a bit. I've cooled on it a little bit over the week. Just because I like variety. You know, I like playing a bunch of different stuff rather than sticking with one game, except Cosmic, which Cosmic is not really on there. It used to be on there until Fantasy Flight took it down. And so the only thing on there right now on the workshop is like the models. So you get, it's just a mod of like the models for the ships and the warp and stuff like that, which is not, you can't play the game with that. But then on the Nexus, on, you know, the internet, you can find a mod for it, which comes with a lot of cards. And but not the aliens. So the aliens was the really tricky part, because I was like, well, I'll just, you know, I can import my own aliens that I can find, right? And I tried that, but it was always too fuzzy. Every time I tried to import like big cards for either Cosmic or Arkham or something like that, it was always fuzzy, and it really pissed me off. I was just like, oh, I guess it's not high enough resolution. So it's like, well, I guess Cosmic is out until somebody else, you know, works on this, or, you know, something happens. But I was digging around on a pretty shady underground Steam site, and I can't even use that. Not usable by what? Requires 5 strength. I have 5 strength. I'm a sorcerer, not a mage. Let me use this. This is great. Gives +2 to AC. It lets you heal. Damn it, I thought I could use that. Damn. So anyways, the underground Steam site. Yeah, they had a mod that was like Cosmic Encounter plus rewards deck plus it was like plus everything. I don't know. It was all sorts of stuff, and I was like, what is this that I found? So I loaded that up, and that came with all the aliens. Well, not even all the aliens. It had all the base game aliens, and then it had like 3 aliens from a bunch of expansions. And it was like, how did he organize this? And then the flares, he had, I don't think he even had all the base game. He had like 35 of the base game flares. And then he had flares for aliens from expansions that he didn't even include. So I guess it was like really unfinished or something. I don't know. So I took all the base game aliens that he had. And then I took the flares and aliens that he had for the expansion. So whatever matched up. Because the other mod that I had only had base game stuff. So I took that, and I imported that in, and then I also took the other mods' rewards deck and their Cosmic deck, because I liked it was like a fan-made Cosmic deck that had like 115 cards in it, and it had some new stuff in it that looked cool. So I took that, and then the only issue was, let's see. The only issue was... Oh, right. The mod that I got from the workshop, I think... No, from the Nexus, only came with the 5 base planets. You know, the 5 normal colors. And I now only play as white. So this base color nonsense... I wasn't having that. So I had to actually mod in my own white planets, and then I changed some ship model colors. So I had to, I wanted my own white planets, 'cause I used to play with blue, I loved it, but no, it's white or bust now. So yeah, there's that, which is kind of, we haven't yet to play it, because we could play with 4, and I'd be willing to play with 4, but, you know, 5 is where it's at. Anyways. Let's see. So we played a lot of Smash Up. We played some... There was some coup, not a whole lot of coup. Some Love Letter, not a whole lot of Love Letter. There was some Skull, but not a whole lot of that. Dead of Winter. We played Dead of Winter... twice. And before that, I'd only played Dead of Winter in real life, like, 2 times. And I hadn't really been able to form an opinion of the game with those 2 times. So I wanted to play it on the mod to get a better handling of it. And so I played both times with the same group. It was 4 players. And both times, we basically just got annihilated. It was kind of like... It reminded me a lot of Eldritch Horror. Or Arkham to a smaller degree, but Eldritch was really... I noticed that stuff. Where it's like, the game offers you a multitude of choices. Of, like, just a lot of cool stuff to do.
I need help. I need help getting access.
And...
My name was Treasure.
Like in Eldritch Horror, you can go to expeditions and you can do all sorts of stuff like that, and there's all sorts of fun stuff. It's not kind of different stuff that is separate from kind of the main objective, but it could be beneficial to you. You know, kind of stuff like that in Eldritch Horror. And in Dead of Winter, it's you have kind of the betrayal. You have the betrayer, the traitor aspect, and you want to kind of emphasize that. That's the really cool part. It makes it a semi-cooperative game. But when the actual just game is beating you down so much that that's your sole focus, and even the person who's the traitor who wants you to fail, but they also need to do their own objectives, and they need time to do that, so they need to kind of prolong the game. So they're so concentrated with just keeping the game going that they can't even get to their objectives. You can't get to your personal objectives because you're just so focused on handling what this game is throwing at you. Maybe we were playing it wrong, but I generally don't play games wrong. I really don't think that's it. So I don't know what it was, but both times we played, it just kicked the shit out of us.
Not mine.
My
tomb. Dragomir's. Must get to Dragomir's tomb.
So that was just, it was kind of annoying. Both times, all 4 of us lost, because there was just not much we could do. And that's unfortunate. We also played a game of Shadows with like 6 people, and that was pretty fun. We still ended up losing, and the traitor ended up winning, even though he had never played before. He really had no idea what he was doing. He just did whatever we were telling him to do. It was just kind of like, the game is brutal enough where it doesn't matter if you don't know what you're doing, as far as the traitor. And so,
please, don't make me leave. There is, but you must. Dragomir's tomb holds great treasure.
So it's like Shadows. The way that I best represented that game with a quote is like, I don't remember how it goes completely. It's like, all it takes for evil to prevail is for good men to stand by and do nothing, and or something to that effect. And that's basically like, it doesn't, you just kind of stand there while evil just beats the shit out of you. That's what Shadows over Camelot. Like, we just kept, like, there was nothing we could do. There was nothing we could do. So, yeah, we played 2 Hidden Traitor games. We lost pretty much everything. And, yeah, not too great. I've been trying to play Battlestar Galactica the whole week. We just couldn't get 5 people together to play it. But I think that's kind of the best Hidden Traitor game. Because in that game, yeah, you're focused with dealing with the shit that's going on, the main crisis is, but there's not really that other stuff to kind of tantalize you, because the Hidden Traitor mechanic is so wrapped up in the main objective stuff. Like, you're constantly looking for the traitor, whereas Dead of Winter, you have all sorts of other shit to deal with. They're pretty similar, but I don't know. Dead of Winter, just, I'd be willing to play it again, but yeah, I don't think Studs would. I think he is completely turned off now. Yeah, so that was rough. We played, what else did we play? We played a game of Chinatown. I didn't record it because it was Ren's first game, and he actually ended up winning. So that was good, I guess. And I actually modded my own mod of Chinatown to make it up to 6 players, which is something we've talked about a bunch in real life, but it's kind of annoying to get all the like tokens and stuff like that, and you know, all that kind of stuff. But on the mod, it's all just digital. You just copy paste, boom, change color, done. We have 6 players, and I changed the reference sheets and included a 6-player, you know, count and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we haven't played with 6 players yet, and when we do, I will try to record it. I'll try to record a lot of stuff, or stream it at least. What else do we play? We played Epic Spell Wars. We tried that last night. That was pretty interesting. They played that very recently on tabletop. You can check that out if you want to see what that's all about. It is very random. That's what Will said at the start. And yeah, it's definitely very random, but it's not completely like total lack of strategy. There is kind of like, you can't just pull random cards from your hand. You know, there is something involved there. And that was fun. I would play that again. That's really more of a filler game though. Played Boss Monster. Boss Monster's on there, even though the digital version of that is coming out very soon, which I kickstarted, so there's not a whole big reason to play Boss Monster on there, but it's there. We played, I don't know, what else did we play? That's most of what we did. They also have they have Super Dungeon Explorer on there, which I set up a full 6-player game of that, just as like a save file in case we ever want to try it. But the updated version of that, the Forgotten King thing, comes out very soon. I have it pre-ordered, so chances are, you know, we'll just be playing that in real life instead. But we will see. They have They have Firefly the game, which is something I've known about for a while. I've never picked it up because it was like another big sprawling space game of which I already don't have enough time to play. Jesus. They have, but I did learn the rules for that, so that might be good. It seems like a really cool game. It does. So I'd like to play that sometime. They have Netrunner and Lord of the Rings LCG. They have all kinds of cards for that from all sorts of expansions, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if we'll get around to playing that. Maybe at some point. Deck building on there is not as easy as deck building in real life. There's a bit more hassle with moving the cards around. Trying to think of what else. I mean, there's a bunch on there. XCOM is on there, for goodness sake. Damn it. Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror. Yeah, there's a big old list.
It shall be.
Ah, god damn it.
I will do my best.
Yeah. So there'll be some videos of that. There'll be some streams of that. Things like that going on in the near future. We played it a shit ton.
Is anyone willing to hear my plea?
Mainly a lot of Smash Up.
I've helped some of you. Is this the thanks I get? I've helped lots of your kind.
Let's see then. So yeah, I've got the Forgotten King Super Dungeon Explorer coming.
Speak with you. I need help. I need help. Hexat.
God damn it, I don't want to talk to you.
Is Hexat.
I have the BattleCon War of Indines Remastered Edition on the way, which is cool. That's like a 2-player fighting simulator. I don't know. I hear a lot about it constantly. I know what it's kind of like. It sounds cool. Remastered coming out, sure. And then I got some Lord of the Rings stuff coming. And then, oh, the Millennium Falcon for X-Wing miniatures game finally came back in stock at Cool Stuff. So I ordered that instantly. It's like the only thing for that game that I really want. So that was good. Today we played, for board game day, we only had 4 people. So we played Castles. And we played Castles like Thursday night till like 2:30 in the morning. And, yeah, I mean, I like Castles. I think I won both games. And today's game, I just wrecked completely. But it's just like, I can do without it. Because there's just really no interaction in that game. The only interaction for Castles is basically the pricing. You set the pricing for the rooms. And occasionally you might screw somebody over. But that's it. It's a multiplayer solitaire. That's all it is. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I'd be okay never playing it again. I'm sure I'd like to play it again, but as of late, it's just like whenever we get that same group together, it's like, oh, Castles, Castles. And it's like, yeah. And as of recently, I've just kind of like, because there's a lot involved in setting it up. It takes a while to set it up. And then throughout the game, there's all sorts of little minutiae that you got to take care of. And it's just like, as of late, I've just kind of let them handle it. I'll just sit there. I'll play. You can play my copy of the game. I'll be involved. But it's all on you guys. Yeah. So we played Castles. I dominated. And then we played Lords of Vegas again. It's been a while since we played that. And yes, that is still a very fun game. It is still very luck-based. Lot of luck in that game, but it's the fun gambling type luck. They really captured the kind of gambling feeling, which is just chaos, and you're never there's not really much strategy, and you just hope for the good luck of the die. And yeah, I'm talking way too much to do anything in Baldur's Gate. I should be able to completely dominate this area, but damn. Yeah, so that was I completely got screwed over that game, so that didn't work.
It shall be.
What else? I think that's about it for board games. Yeah, Tabletop Simulator though, really good, really good, really good. There'll be some of that in the near future.
Greetings, citizens. I trust you'll be keeping your weapons at your sides.
What else?
Disgustingly sick person.
Oh, Tuesday I saw Chappie.
Manpower to protect
Went to the
them.
bistro for Chappie. That movie was
Consider it done.
interesting.
I'll trade you a few words.
I wouldn't really say it was bad, but I'm not sure how much I can say it was good either. It was just interesting. It really wasn't what you expected, or what I expected. There was a lot of, it was very weird. It was just a weird movie. Like, I know, it's Neil Blomkamp, District 9, Elysium. Weird is kind of what he does, in a sense. There was some philosophical debate there about, you know, should we have like robots controlled by humans, like robotic suits and stuff like that, remote control, or should we have, you know, AI that thinks for itself, and, you know, or with robots with no human control, basically, more or less. They follow a strict code, but they don't. They're not directly controlled by humans. So there was some debate with that, but there wasn't nearly enough. They just kind of like, that wasn't the focus of the movie, and I felt like that should have been the focus of the movie. That was a message. I don't know what his message really was. Hugh Jackman was really the best part of the movie. Like, because his character was so out of place. It was so hilarious. Like, it felt like there was kind of like a lot of it was not indie, but it had a bit of an indie feel, South African filmmaking kind of stuff going on, and then you just have Hugh Jackman, who's playing just a Hugh Jackman action of Hollywood character, and like he pulls a prank. Well, first of all, he's like an ex-Navy, he was ex-SAS or something like that, but now he works in like an engineering firm for the robots. But this guy, this guy has never engineered a goddamn thing in his life. And so he's just basically still a soldier. I don't know why they keep him around. And he pulls a prank on one of his coworkers, basically the main character or whatever. He pulls a prank on him in like the middle of the movie, but it's such a ridiculous prank. I don't even want to spoil it for you. The movie is worth it just for that.
Oh, come on.
Too freaking funny.
Some days it's good to sure. Me too. In the meantime,
yeah, so it's an interesting movie, not great. I don't know if I'd watch it again. It had I'm pretty sure they're two singers. I don't remember the name of their group, but it's really weird. It's weird music, and some of the music is in the movie. And so they're basically two singers, South African singers, something like that are main characters in the film. And I don't know why he casted these two people. Like, Hugh Jackman and these two people, it was weird. It's weird. It's a weird movie. So yeah. And then Saturday, a good chunk of my day was spent learning the rules for the Firefly board game while watching 50 Shades of Grey. And my brain didn't know what to think. So I finally got to see 50 Shades of Grey.
The child of Baal has come.
And the book is better. I'll tell you that. In my opinion. Like, you take a book that already has weird pacing issues. It does. It had weird pacing issues. Like, you're just kind of thrown into the story with very little exposition. In the movie, that's tripled that effect. Where you're completely thrown... Like, if I hadn't read the book, I would have I would be shocked at how quickly stuff escalates. Like, I don't know, like, so quick. And it's a 2-hour movie, which is longer than I thought it would be, but still, stuff felt so quick, because they crammed the entire book into the movie. Obviously, they cut out a lot of stuff, but still, the entire plot is all shoved into the movie, and... yeah, it was wild. Yeah, the actors playing the main characters, not what I expected. I thought the Dakota Johnson, or playing Anastasia, she wasn't. Again, I thought she'd be fatter. I don't know why. Just this girl that works in a hardware store, never has had a boyfriend, and never works out, and eats whatever the hell she wants. Like, Dakota Johnson was way too thin, And I don't know. She was all right. She was better fit for Anastasia than the guy was for Christian Grey. The guy, I heard a complaint. I don't know who said it. It's like Burt Reynolds or some shit. I don't remember who said it. I read it. It was like, no, who was it? God, was it like Glenn Close? I don't know who it was. But the point was, whoever said it, they said that the guy playing Christian Grey was too boyish. He wasn't like a man. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Before I had seen the movie. But now that I've seen the movie, it's like, yeah, that's all I could think of through the whole movie was this guy looks like he's 19. He really does. And I remember seeing like pictures of him before the movie was in all that kind of, was just starting to film and stuff like that. And he had like this awesome facial hair, and he looked like a pretty good fit for the character. Kind of what I imagined, but he has no facial hair in the movie, so he looks like a 19-year-old kid. And it just completely took me out of the film. I was like, this is not Christian Grey, this is some kid. And yeah, Christian Grey in the book is like 28 or something like that. So I know he's youngish, but yeah, just not a good, I would not have picked him. Not have been my choice. But I guess he wasn't their choice, so they just kind of had to deal with it. So yeah, it was okay. I would never watch it again, as normally it's not my type of film at all, obviously. All the sex scenes, it was softcore porn. It was not that graphic. They didn't really do that much anything extreme, but they don't do that much extreme stuff in the book. But like there were no I guess I shouldn't go into details. It's kind of inappropriate. There was a lot more spanking in the book, I guess. There wasn't much of that in the movie. And yeah, it was not really worth my time. Let's be honest. And I thought about doing like a Mangg's movie for it, but there's really not that much for me to say. It's what you'd expect for the most part. It's 50 Shades of Grey, the movie. And this is not going to shock anybody, I don't think. It is interesting that, I thought at first it was like, wow, we're really progressive that, this is what's on cinema screens nowadays. 2015, it's racy, it's kind of controversial. There's, spanking and stuff like that. But then it's like, in European countries and stuff, they see this stuff just walking down the street. Maybe not, but, they're a lot more open, I guess, than we are. So really, America's still way closed off, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But, God damn it. Yeah, it was not really worth my time while I was learning how to play Firefly, but it's done. I read the book, I watched the movie, it's done. Yeah. God. Talking. I won't talk for much more. What else was there? Oh, Thursday we went to TGI Fridays instead of Applebee's, because apparently Fridays at TGI Fridays is really like the worst day of the week to go there. And like we joked, it really should be called TGI Any Day But Fridays, because there are no specials on Fridays apparently. Looking at like their little books and stuff, there's no specials on Friday. It's every other day of the week has a special. And so Thursday is $3 Thursday, where they have like $3 apps and then some $3 drink specials and stuff like that. So we went on a Thursday, and
Suppose I can extend you my hand, though I'll have to wash it.
we got seated in the bar area, and it was karaoke night. Oh yeah. Couldn't get much worse than that. I just don't understand this phenomena of karaoke. Like, why is this a thing? Because it's like, you want to hear people sing that are good at singing, but if they're good at singing, they're not spending their time in TGI Fridays singing covers of Beastie Boys songs.
Have a taste. Come.
And so, really, you just have a bunch of shitty drunk people warbling into a microphone. And that's not what anybody wants to hear, I don't think. So it was really just annoying as hell. Because none of these people are good. We had, there was one girl that sang Sail by AWOL Nation. And I think pretty much everybody in the bar area was making fun of her. Because, you know, she kept on just going like, Sail. Sail. And it was just like, God, why do I have to hear this? I want to hear people sing the song that are good at singing the song, which is usually the original singer of the song. But not at karaoke. So it was really... And then we had people singing like... Actually, the guy that did Sabotage by Beastie Boys, it was kind of impressive what he was doing, but that doesn't make it still enjoyable to listen to, because it's still obnoxious as hell. And there was another guy, I think the best guy that whole night was the guy that did Ace of Spades by Motorhead. He put like everything into that song, and that wasn't bad.
It shall be.
But yeah, God, that was annoying. And then the actual...
Shut your mouth, dwarf. As for you, I said get your
the specials and stuff were not even that good. They were all right, but it was no better than Applebee's, and the drinks were much smaller, so it was like, why are we here? So that was that. Yeah. Apparently, last night I didn't go to the bar with the guys, but they went out to the local bar, and some guy named Gary apparently started a bunch of shit, and the cops came, and he was choking somebody for doing absolutely nothing, apparently. And he was like 65 years old. He was a retired cop, and I don't know. I got pieces of the story, but I missed out on that. But apparently, like, it was like this 65-year-old big guy who was apparently fairly fit, ex-cop, and he was pretty drunk, and he was like yelling constantly. Like, it's a small bar. Everybody knows what's going on. And he was like threatening people. He's saying he's going to kill people. And he started choking one guy. And there was like no male workers there, except for like the Hispanics in the kitchen. It was all just waitresses and female bartenders. And so apparently at one point, one of the waitresses, they said it was sarcastic. I don't know how sarcastic it was, but it was like, you know, will any of you strong men help us out? But really, that's kind of a scary situation. I don't know how sarcastic she was, but still, it's kind of worrisome. None of them stepped in, of course, because they all just sat there and watched. But I felt like if I was there, I'd probably step in. Because this guy seems like he could go off the handle at any point. I mean, yeah, the cops are called, of course, but until they get there, that's still a problem. And so, if he tried anything, you know, on me stepping in, then obviously I can just claim self-defense, and I've got an entire bar full of people that will probably back me up, because why would they stick up for this guy? And then, if I couldn't handle a 65-year-old drunk guy, then what's it all for, man? What's it all for? So, I wasn't there, though, so it doesn't matter. I missed out. And, yeah, so that's that. I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about. But that might be it. Most of it was Tabletop Simulator. Oh, Reefly wanted to know about the boob story from WoW. There's really not much to tell there. I was 16, she was 14. We met on WoW. We started talking. We got on Skype or something like that. I gave her a lot of WoW gold. She showed me her boobs, which were like D cup or some shit at the time, which was ridiculous. And then we just kind of parted ways and we stopped talking and life moved on. And that's it, really. So that's it. Yeah, I guess that's all there is to say for this time. Yeah, I got Call of Cthulhu now. We're starting the Horror on the Orient Express campaign. We have, let's see, 4 steady players, and then we have Reefly, who's kind of showing up late every time, so we'll see how that goes. So 4.5 players, basically, which is a good number. That's a solid number, better than 3. And so you can hopefully expect regular role-manging and Secrets of Role-manging videos from now on every week, which I enjoy making. I hope you enjoy watching. That's good stuff. So yeah, there will be that going on. There will be the Ori and the Blind Forest, and hopefully a bunch of Tabletop Simulator content coming on the way. But anyways, my name is Mangg. This has been Hanging with Mangg. See you fine folks next week.